Ironwood Games. This is Andrew. Welcome to our continued playthrough, Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. It's been a minute. I keep running out of time, unfortunately, to record all the videos for you guys. I thought we just got to the tower last time, so I'm trying to find the time. I'm squeezing in some recordings here and there where I can. It's almost May, so in another month my schedule will lighten up when we get off school off for the summer. Wow, this tower is really tall. I wonder how many floors it has. The last time we were here, we only made it as far as the second floor. But judging from the scale, I'd say it probably has about 5 or 6. There should be 5. At least, that's what it said in the book at home. It was investigated some time ago, but it looks like it was abandoned after that. That reminds me, it seems like there are a number of other towers like this in Liberal. That's correct. There are towers similar to this one in the Bose, Ruan, and Zeiss regions. They all seem to have been built around the time the Liberal Kingdom was founded. Is that so? I think I'm starting to feel the history already. My job this time is to uncover the truth about them. Dorothy, give me a few long-angle shots of this place. Sure! Here we go. Amazing. Is a photographer's personality supposed to change by taking a camera in their hands like that? She certainly looks like a pro. That really hurts, Niall. This happens every time you try to take a picture like that. Quit trying to act professional and just get me a shot using your usual style. I guess I shouldn't try to tone down my style just to look good. Well, I guess I'll have to do it in my own way. Oh, looking good, looking good. Now that's what I call sexy and cute. Here we go, say cheese. I don't get it. Why is she doing that when she's not taking photos of a person? Somehow it seems natural for her. She says that she can see the expression of the scenery, whatever that's supposed to mean. Believe it or not, she takes some pretty breathtaking pictures acting all ridiculous like that. I guess it could be considered a type of genius. The kind that's borderline insane, though. Wow, people are sure never what they seem to be. Okay, I'm all done here. Alright then, let's get inside. We're headed for the roof. I'm counting on you two greenhorns. You just leave it to us. We won't let any monsters lay a single paw on you. Please make sure to keep close behind us. Alright, so now we will get into the tower. Alright, so last time we were here we did, get to the second floor. I think Joshua said there should be 5 floors. So we'll do a little bit of walking around. There's a monster. And coral shell. We'll see what these new monsters are all about. They seem a little. I guess that was a critical. They seem not too bad. It looks like we can take them out. They still hit. Decent amount. So yeah, it looks like they won't be too bad to deal with. Yeah, we learned last time Dorothy can do a little blind
Piece of cake.
effect with the flash on her camera. So she's not completely useless as a NPC. See if there's a doorway there or anything. I want to stay oriented. In the same direction because I don't want to get confused. But I'm also happy to take on all these monsters. I do like that they gave us an NPC with like an ability.
All right, we're good to go.
As opposed to just, you know, the NPCs that kind of run away or you just have to protect. It's kind of nice to have. So it looks like that's the way down. This is the only entrance. It's kind of nice to have them kind of engaged in a little bit. I hope when we pick up other NPCs, since that's a pretty common thread here. Alright, so that's broken across. We're gonna have to go around. That looks broken. Okay. There's a monster down here. But yeah, since we pick up NPCs somewhat regularly, I'm hoping that means we continue to get or we get other ones with different abilities. I do like that it's kind of a status effect, a debuff ability.
All right,
as
we
well.
rule.
It's kind of a fun, nice way to get status effects and use those and see the power of them. Because I personally don't often use a lot of debuffs. I have, outside of, you know, maybe a particular game that does a really good job of rewarding you for it, I find most games it's your debuff, you're just wasting a turn and taking extra attacks. In general, kind of take the approach of just maximize the damage, eliminate enemies as quickly as possible, and then overall you'll minimize the damage you take by eliminating your enemies rather than trying to spend time on debuffs and other things.
Piece of cake.
Yes. These are all broken. Maybe not though. Okay. Sorry about the throat, guys. I am just a little bit congested here, I guess. So I hope that's
Here I
too loud. Since we have a critical, I think the critical should be enough to kill this guy. Even though we do have the craft points up, I think we'll just use another move. Because we do want to be kind of aware of maximizing our pieces. So this is where I said we'll just like use a dual strike. Because when we use the full craft, kind of move, it does take all of our craft points, regardless of how many excess we have. So we might as well use those excess, and then we'll get right down to about 100, then we can fire off
That's that then. Let's move out.
our break move. So I think that's the way up. Okay, that one's broken. But there was a treasure chest over here that I do want to grab. Decide. It looks like, yeah, there was something over here to fight as well. Might as well take all of our fights because we love fighting. All right, so now, yeah, let's just take out our.
Let's do this!
So then we only have access 6. You know, it's not clear that it doesn't do this, but I don't know. It doesn't say that it does. I was just thinking, and in that situation, something that a nice little treat or ability or whatever we want to call it, would be if, since it takes all the excess, if the excess did add like a percentage increase. Or something. So like, you know, 100 does base damage. And then like that 106 does 106% damage. So you get just a little bit of a bonus for that excess that you're losing. And it may be calculated in that way. It just wasn't made clear to us that it does, and so there's no reason to assume that that's the way that it works. But it would be a nice little bonus, a nice little adjustment there to compensate for that.
That's that then. Let's move out.
But it's not necessary. I mean, because there's also the aspect of like managing it effectively and minimizing your waste. So I wouldn't be, you know, I'm not upset that it doesn't do that. It's just kind of a development thought of what if we did that? That'd be kind of cool. But again, I think requiring the player to kind of manage resources makes for an interesting dynamic as well, and I don't think is a bad thing. You know, to require you to be aware of your various resources and use them wisely. It does make for a little bit more of an interesting game that's not just so much click and go. Let's see, do I have a craft? Well, actually I have a craft that I can both of them. Why not? I keep forgetting about Estelle's kind of crowd control abilities, so. We get back on that menu, there we go.
Piece of cake.
I say on that same note, though. This one's interesting. I could see an argument against such mechanic or mechanism as well, in that you would then be incentivized to just up your CP throughout the dungeon and then unleash it for like a 200% attack on the boss right away, kind of taking away from the potential challenge of those boss battles. Which could be, you know, again, that could be something that then gets balanced in or figured out, but then you don't want to punish the players who then don't kind of min-max in that way. So lots of considerations. Again, not every idea is, you know, perfect, or every suggestion is necessarily an improvement. There's it's important to have discussion on that and kind of how those things would get used, and what you're motivating your player to do, because many players are motivated to try and min-max, for lack of a better description. Some might say, you know, cheese the system, but again, if it's not really cheesing if that's the way the system is structured.
Piece of cake.
And I think that's kind of I think it's a frustration for me of like gamer culture, of like gamers taking this is floor 5. I don't know which way we want to go. But taking the responsibility for maybe developers and designers not being very thorough, and you know, taking that on themselves and being like, oh well, I'm cheesing the system, and it's like, well, if the system was built in the way in which you're allowed to do that, I don't think that's on the player to then say, oh, I should restrict myself from doing this thing that the game allows me to do. And I think that's a designer-developer responsibility. What I remember, we have the crowd control. It's their responsibility to fix those things and recognize and say how our player is going to, you know, use the systems and the tools we've provided them. At the same time, if a player wants, you know, to restrict themselves, to give themselves a challenge, just kind of like this, I mean, the same idea you would have in like a low-level playthrough. We'll take on those things, but I don't think we should, you know, take the responsibility and then guilt ourselves or, you know, feel bad for quote-unquote cheesing the system. Because we're just using the resources that are there. And again, especially I think in modern gaming, where we can patch things pretty easily, we have DLCs and all sorts of ways to kind of address those concerns.
We're good to go.
That's why I say, like, a mechanic, you know, like that I was proposing, I think. There's the tree. Okay, I want to get over there. To that treasure chest, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I need to go up a different one. There's 2 different ways up here. I need to get that treasure chest first. Where's the treasure? Look in a shell. So that's why I say I think ideas and mechanics aren't bad, but they do need to be kind of analyzed and figured out if how players can use them, what it incentivizes the players to do, and if the developers are okay with players doing that, then yeah, go for it. If they're not, then make adjustments that don't reward them for doing that. Balance it in some manner. Yeah, we'll do this. That kind of, with getting the miss on that second one, that kind of sucked. Oh well. I think on that discussion, while we're having it, I'm talking to myself about it. And I think it's also important then, or critical, if the designers want you to do a certain thing or don't want you to do a certain thing. I think there's a little bit of the onus on them of like communicating that to your player. Because I think, yeah, then it is on you, right? If you're saying, if the designer said, like, you can do this because the way this mechanic is designed is to encourage you to play it this way. If you do it a different way, you're cheesing. I think a lot of gamers and a lot of us would respect that and say we want to play the way it's intended. In that situation where there's just they couldn't figure out a way to prevent you from cheesing, while still giving you access to that kind of gameplay. And I think people would respect that, and I don't think there's, yeah, sure, people are going to do it, but at the same time, who cares? Like, as a, publisher, putting your game out there and publish it, I think the goal is to get people, to play it and consider it. And I think just like anything, you can't be, overly concerned or like worried about, oh, they can only do it a certain way. And if they don't do it that way, then, that's an insult or something. Because at some point you have to, in publishing and putting that out, you have to just release control to the players and trust them with your product. But I think in that, again, I would say that's not to take all the responsibility of them for trying to balance it. You can't just say, hey, I was too lazy or too inept to figure out how to balance this. So,
all right, we're good to go.
X, Y, and Z. I think that should be like a last resort. And needs to be framed in a way of like, for the best enjoyment, right? We recommend you do it this way. And not so much don't do this. As much as for maximum enjoyment, for maximum experience as intended, we recommend you approach it this way. But then again, what do I do? I'm just here playing a game, enjoying it.
We're good to go.
Thinking up crazy ideas. Alright, I think grab this treasure chest, go back up. Oh, there's monsters. that wasn't worth it. They tricked us. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna clock up Joshua. Heal up Joshua. And we'll see what these guys do, because I'm a little bit worried about them. They look kind of scary. There's just look scary and not actually scary. We'll find out. I don't think, and these may be the quote-unquote bosses. I think there's a boss fight. Up there. Great. Now I'm worried that they have these distance attacks and they're going to kill me. We gotta start dealing with these guys pretty quickly. Damage as much as possible. They are not. Perhaps I should have spent my art to try it. Heal. Yeah, I think this is a good medium.
Let's do this!
200 kill the full health guy. Up to 170. Oh, I could have done 225. Okay, that's fine. Self-destruct is fun. Okay, keeping that in mind. We'll try and stay away from them. Okay, that's fine. Airstrike on Estelle is perfectly fine. That's bad. Is that going to cause us to lose? Alright, let's retry this, because we have not saved in a minute, so we need to be healing. And I don't know if we can take a turn off to use our magics. We got to get our crafts up, and I think just... Okay, cool. Downside is they got to go again before I do that, so... Okay, take some. I don't mind if Estelle takes a hit, that's good. Spread out, denial. And so we will remember they do have that self.
Let's do this!
So let's see if we can't get those guys. Way back here. Do I have a way to interrupt arts? Alright, you have to, you absolutely have to heal. Keep him healed, and it's 3 attacks from them to murder him. And perhaps. Here we go. Anti-sept. I knew we had something. Let's try that. Hit something.
Take!
Let's see if we can keep this guy from firing darts. Alright, we figured this out. I do like that retry mechanic. Just because sometimes you just need a chance to see kind of what they're about. Yeah, I think we just want to intercept this guy too. Arts, and then we can. Find out. Barely, okay. Because I think Estelle can use her craft pummel to finish this guy off, and I think we're out of danger.
Here I
come! Yeah, once we kind of figured this out. Still in range.
Not
right,
now.
We're gonna have to heal.
Piece of cake.
That's gonna suck. I guess it's only 9 XP, so it wasn't a huge amount. Alright, we found a 10 staff, which I think means we can equip Estelle with that. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Let's see, do we have... Oh, we have some shoes. I have a reviving balm. Which cures a KO and heals 50. Yeah, let's use it. Because we might learn a recipe for that too. Yeah, good. Okay, we did. So I think that was worth using. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give you some shoes. Get anything else? Okay, that's it. So let's learn our lesson. Let's save real quick. Alright, now we'll go back up to the roof. I think we've cleared out all the monsters. I don't think there's a fight on the roof here. But we did just save. If there is a fight... or we just never fought this guy before. Oh no. Yes, okay. Art, tier. Kill these here. We're running at about just over 30 minutes now, so I think we get to the roof. We'll be right at time. Depending on what that looks like when we get to the roof, what that takes, and where we end up. We might have enough time to or we might start next episode with a backtrack and report. And see, I don't want to make our next episode particularly boring. Just some travel and setup. Let's see. Critical gonna be enough? Unfortunately, not quite enough to finish you off. I think we're in good health again, though.
All right! We rule!
And the reason is it looks like some of these guys are respawning, and so that's my other concern with will we have enough time to backtrack and fight through all these things, or is that just going to eat up too much time? And maybe I'll just do that off screen for you guys. The guild to report. I don't know if you guys need to see all of those battles and me trying to avoid through them. That's really annoying. It's just got a lot of pieces and it's kind of, it's just so many guys and the time that it takes. If we start eliminating a few though, it will be pretty quick, so we'll be fine here. Get rid of you. Get a little critical hit, sure. I gotta look at that tin staff that we equipped. Does it have a much worse chance to hit? I gotta get down to take care of this guy. Take out my reporter friend, and that's not making me happy. I do wish that she would learn that those creatures are immune to her attacks so that we wouldn't waste time on it, but it's minimal time.
Piece of cake!
The whole thing. Alright, there we go. We got that one. And then we come down here to go to the roof. Right. Wow, it's bright out here. It looks like we finally made it to the rooftop. Would you look at the beautiful scenery? Wow, this is something else. It looks like we'll be able to get a better shot than I had originally anticipated. And that's the thing I was telling you about earlier. Wonder what that's supposed to be exactly. It looks like a giant Erdman-operated cauldron, if you ask me. According to my sources, it's some sort of ancient device, although nobody seems to know what exactly it's used for. Hey, Joshua, did you know something like this was up here? Joshua? It's no use hiding. I think it would be wise to come out where we can see you. Huh? Please don't hurt me. I'll come out already. I'm coming out right now. Who is this guy? So somebody arrived before we did, huh? What a surprise that was. Nice find, Joshua. And you are? I apologize. Please forgive me. I'll give you every last mirror I have. Please spare my life. Look here, buddy. Please don't mistake us for robbers or something weird. You do recognize this emblem, don't you? Estelle showed the man her guild emblem. Wait, isn't that the Bracers Guilds? So you're trying to tell me that you're Bracers? In the flesh! I'm Estelle, and this is Joshua. And we're here as reporters from the Liberal News. We're having these two provide our escort so we can get coverage on the tower. I'm relieved to hear that. Please just don't ever scare me like that again. The fact that you came up here like that made me suspicious of you. Look who's talking. You seem like quite the suspicious fellow yourself. Do you mind telling us exactly who you are? Or who you are exactly? I apologize for my belated introduction. My name is Alba, and I am an archaeologist. I came to investigate the tower in order to further my research of ancient civilizations. All alone? I'm surprised you made it here in one piece. Ha ha ha, somewhat. But actually, I've grown accustomed to investigating ruins like these. You see, I've got a lot of confidence in my ability to flee from monsters if need be. Although this time I find myself in a bit of a pickle. You are one crazy scholar, if you ask me. However, being an archaeologist would mean that you're familiar with the tower's origins, right? Well, more than the average person anyway. But since I have only just begun my investigation, there are still a lot of things I don't know myself. That's fine, but is there anything interesting you could tell us about this place? It'll be used for an article. Let's see. Has everyone heard of the Septarians before? I think Father Divine maybe said something about that before. You mean the 7 treasures endowed with power and bestowed upon the ancients by Aidios, right? That's exactly what I'm referring to. It seems these ancients ruled the earth, seas, and skies using the powers of these treasures. It has also been written that they were even able to unlock the secrets of time and life. Approximately 1200 years ago, when this ancient civilization was destroyed by a mysterious calamity, these Septarians were also lost. That is a legend also recorded in the scriptures of the Septian Church. But what does that have to do with this tower? A part of the legend states that one of these Septarians slumbers somewhere within Liberal. Its name? The Oriole. The Oriole? The word certainly has a strange ring to it. If the legend is really true, I figured I might be able to find some clues here at the tower, since it's one of the oldest ruins in all of Ploy. So I came out to investigate. Oh, what an inspiring story. It is, isn't it? You can feel my passion for things of antiquity, right? This is splendid. I am overjoyed that there is someone else who understands the way I feel. So, did you find any of those clues you were looking for? I'm still working on that part. But if I can figure out how this device works, I might be onto something. I think it's an interesting story, but as it stands, it's a speculative one. From what you've told me, I'm sorry to say I wouldn't fly as an article. I see. That's extremely disappointing to hear. I'm surprised myself. Contrary to my expectations, you are serious about the articles you write. That's because I can write articles based on uncertain news sources. We may run the occasional gossip column, but it's the policy of liberal news to verify our information. That aside, let's get what we came here for, shall we? Dorothy, I want you to get several panorama shots of the Roland region. Everything else I'll leave up to your aesthetic touch. Now get out there and get me some good pictures.
Understood. Your apprentice, Dorothy Hyatt, is ready for action.
As for you, Mr. Archaeologist, how about heading back to town with us when we're done here? These two kids may look like a couple of brats, but they do a pretty fine job as escorts.
Something about the way you said that makes me feel like it wasn't a compliment.
If it's alright with you to have me along, then that's far more than I could have asked for.
Then I guess it's decided.
So how about we take a break until Dorothy finishes getting her shots?
Wow, the view from here is great. From this height, I can see all of Roland. With scenery this good, if someone turned this place into a tourist spot, they'd probably make a boatload of Mira.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
What's wrong? You look a little pale.
I can't hide anything from you, can I? After we stepped onto the roof, I just started feeling a little woozy.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I think I'll be alright once I get a bit of fresh air.
Why don't you make
the best of this opportunity and have a look around yourself?
But
broadening one's knowledge during a time like this is all a part of being a bracer. If you come across anything of interest, then you can tell me about it later, alright?
Sometimes you can be such a smooth talker, you know that? Alright, I'll have a look around. But if you start feeling any worse, you let me know, okay?
Sure. So now we have control of Estelle. I assume we're supposed to go talk to people. Oh, Estelle, this place is wonderful, isn't it? I'm even starting to wonder if the number of photo quartz is going to be enough.
The scenery sure is great, like you say. By the way, what's a photo quartz?
It's an ultra-thin crystal circuit fabricated from septium. It's set up so you can take a photograph by burning it with light.
That's just what I'd expect from a camerawoman. Someone who knows the tools of the trade.
Hee hee, that reminds me, what's the deal with Joshua?
Well, he says he's getting some fresh air.
A raven-haired young man standing silently in the flowing breeze. I think I could take a really good picture with that kind of setting. Do you think he'd let me snap a shot of him if I asked?
He doesn't seem to be a fan of that kind of stuff. I think he'd probably turn you down.
Ah, what a waste. He's probably just shy, right? Alright, let's go talk to Niall. Oh man, the taste of a cigarette is wonderful. At first I wasn't in the mood to come to a story in a rural place like Roland, but sometimes these types of places aren't so bad.
If you want to be rude like that, then maybe you shouldn't have come at all.
No can do. This was a direct order from the editor-in-chief to teach that blockhead girl a thing or two. Otherwise I'd be all over the kingdom searching for the latest scoop right now.
When you say scoop, don't you just mean gossip for your next article?
Not that I have anything against gossip, but reportage is predominantly greater. And in that sense, the place that has my interest peaked is Bose.
The Bose region? Did something happen there?
A number of large burglaries have taken place one after another. The identity of the criminals is unknown, but it seems as though the group has got a pair of wings.
Wings? Oh, I see. An airship, right? What are they, sky bandits or something?
That seems to be the most logical conclusion. But there's also the possibility that this could be an imitative deception by the Erebonian Empire.
What? That's impossible. We're supposed to have a peace treaty with them.
Sure,
but the Empire incurred some heavy losses during the war 10 years ago. They can't do much now that every other nation on the continent has their eye on them, but could be a way to get back at us. That said, nobody really knows for sure, which is why our job as reporters is to bring these things to light. Alright, so we're getting quite a bit of, lore, which is good. Hi there, Estelle, was it? Is your partner feeling alright? Yeah, he said he just wants to get a bit of fresh air. I see, there's certainly a nice breeze up here, isn't there? I wanted to say, however, that I'm impressed that the both of you are bracers at such a young age. If I remember correctly, one must be at least 16 years of age to qualify to become a bracer, right? You sure know your stuff! And that's right, I'm exactly 16 myself. How nice it is to be young. There are limitless possibilities at that age. If I were about 15 years younger, I'd solve the mysteries of all these ancient ruins across the entire continent with these very hands. The entire continent, huh? That's a pretty tall order. Which means that you're not from Libro, right? No, I was born in the north. But just for the record, I'm not from Erebonian. Haha, you don't have to worry about that. Although I hate war with a passion, that hatred isn't directed at the people of the Empire. You lost someone dear to you? Yeah, my mother. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up any painful memories. It's okay, it happened more than 10 years ago. And since then, there's been a new addition to the family. Oh, so you mean that boy over there? Yeah, he's like a little brother. Although he's probably trying to act more like an older brother. Ha ha. I wonder why I'm telling you all of this. Usually this isn't the kind of thing a person tells others. It's perfectly fine. Aren't good relations such a wonderful thing? I think we talked to everybody, so now we can go back and talk to Joshua. Are you still feeling sick, Joshua? No, I'm much better. I should be good to head back whenever everybody's ready. I'm relieved to hear that. What brought this all on, anyway? I doubt it was a lack of oxygen in the tower, because the rest of us are alright. Maybe it was a sudden fear of heights? I don't think so. Estelle, Joshua! Are you finished taking pictures? You bet I am, and I got a lot of good ones too. Then it looks like we're done here. How about we head back to town? Alright, greenhorns, lead the way. I'm counting on you, children. Oh, nice. We did get to go auto back to town. Thank you so much for escorting me back here. This is the first time I've ever been able to make it back from some ruins without being chased, or bitten, or I don't know how to begin to express my appreciation. You don't need to thank us. It's our duty as bracers. I think you'd be better off hiring some bracers to begin with next time you go off to investigate some ruins. My head says yes, but my wallet says no. I'll try and save up a bit, though. Well, have a wonderful day, and I hope we can all meet again. I think it's about time we said goodbye as well. I was a bit nervous at first, but you kids did a fine job. Let me just say thank you to the both of you. That's what I like to call raw skill. Now don't get all cocky on me. The bracers I know would make you two look like little fledglings not ready to leave the nest. You're going to need to work harder. I'll try to remember that. So the two of you are headed back to the company soon? Nah, we're going to spend a day or so relaxing here in Roland. I need to write up a rough draft for some articles and such. I'll head over to the Orbital Factory and get these photographs developed. Take it easy, you two. I guess this is the last of the jobs we got from Dad. They were much tougher than I thought they'd be. I agree with you there. I feel like I have a greater awareness now about what it means to be a bracer. It's not just about fighting for justice. There you go again, saying all the right things. But yeah, I guess I get where you're coming from. Seems like we've got a long road ahead of us if we want to succeed in this profession. For the time being, why don't we report to the guild? That sounds like a good idea. Oh, but before we go, how are you doing? Still not feeling well? Thanks for asking, but I'm feeling a lot better. Alright, let's get our bearings. And
And we're just going to walk back to the guild. I'm not going to report, because I don't want to go through all that conversation and possibly trigger another cutscene or anything. Let's see, do we have new side missions? No. Alright, so we're here at the guild. Harzad's there. Alright, this is going to be a good time to save now that we've finished that. So, it's going to be a longer one today. Sorry about that, guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to get some more subscribers. Like the video, leave us a comment, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.